A New York City point guard will give up his girl and his chain before he give up his dribble.
We revolutionized this game with our influence.
New York City playground basketball blew up on a global scale.
What we were seeing was cultural resilience.
It's New York City at its finest.
Without further ado, it is J.R. Smith. Not too long ago, you were in the position of these kids, one of the best players coming out of high school. What do we expect here this afternoon?
I mean, you expect these guys to go out there and show their talents. They're so athletically gifted. They know the game. They have a great feel for the game, and you're just going to see a show.
All right, so you have been coaching these guys. You've been working very closely with them the last couple of days. So who better to have scouting reports than you? We begin with a headliner. It's Keontae George.
Man, Keontae can really put the ball on the floor. Baylor kid, he's going to be really, really phenomenal for them. He can really shoot the ball, attacks the basket with ease, can switch hands, finish right hand and left hand. Just an overall stud.
Out of IMG Academy, a star shooting guard. On the other side, a combo guard, Cason Wallace, headed to Kentucky.
Yeah, he's looking like one of those feature Kentucky point guards, like a Derrick Rose, John Wall. I mean, he finishes above the basket, loves to pass the ball. He's a great passer, and just loves to put pressure on the paint, continuously drive and kick, and can finish over top of the bigs.
Earlier this week, named the Allen Iverson National High School Player of the Year. It is indeed the 2022 Iverson Classic from just outside of Memphis. Tip-off when we come back.
Okay. So I'm ready to rehearse whenever you're ready. I'm with Russ. Right, Russ? Right.
Okay, I need that card for 24K. Oh, I see.
Reigning from Minneapolis is no stranger to sharing this. Having played with Chet Holmgren and Jalen Suggs at Minnehaha Academy, he averaged 28 points per game this season to lead the state of Minnesota. So what we saw during the 24K showcase was just a glimpse of what this kid can do. Meanwhile, Compo
Back at the Iverson Classic, Team Loyalty, Team Honor about to tip off here at Bartlett High School. Well, on Tuesday night, the 24K showcase game for the Allen Iverson Classic was played. Minneapolis native Prince Alipe scored a game-high 32 to be named co-MVP, and Hansel Emmanuel, the Dominican Republic native with only one arm, scored 24 to share MVP honors with Alipe. With each being named MVP, they're both invited to play in today's 2022 Allen Iverson Classic. For more, we check in for the first time with A.J. Ross.
Well, power forward Prince Alipe is no stranger to sharing the spotlight, having played with Chet Holmgren and Jalen Suggs at Minnehaha Academy in Minneapolis, Minnesota. He averaged 28 points per game this season. That was the most in the state of Minnesota. So what we saw during the 24K showcase was just a glimpse of what this kid can do. Meanwhile, combo guard Hansel Emmanuel, he is literally changing the game. He single-handedly averaged 26 points, 11 boards, and 6 assists at Life Christian Academy in Kissimmee, Florida this season. At the age of 6, he had his left arm amputated after a wall collapsed on him, but through perseverance and his sheer love for the game, he has exceeded all expectations. And the best part, JR and Brent, these guys are just getting started to get the recognition they deserve.
Both incredible stories, unbelievable there. Today's starting line is powered by Body Armor. It'll be Epps, George, Mark Mitchell, Brandon Miller, and Terrace Reed Jr. for Team Loyalty. Team Honor has Kaysen Wallace, DJ Jefferson, Jet Howard, Jackson Kohler, Khalil Ware, 7-footer in the middle. From on Brandon Miller, we check in with the fourth member of our team, Gary Parrish.
Hey, Stove. Yeah, Brandon Miller is one of the top prospects playing in this game today. He's a 6'8" wing, a top 15 guy in the class of 2022 from right here in the state of Tennessee. He was recruited by every high-level SEC program and ultimately signed with Alabama, where he's expected to make an immediate impact. Obviously, NATO's program lost some key pieces from last season's team, but I still got the Crimson Tide preseason top 25, and this young man playing this afternoon's a big reason why.
GP, well done. All right, here are the rules. Pretty standard stuff when you compare it to the NBA game. 4 quarters, 12 minutes each. A 1-and-1 after the 7th foul, 2 shots after the 10th. Players foul out with 6, and there's 2 timeouts per half. Darius Miles, he's the head coach. East St. Louis legend. Phenomenal half this afternoon for Team Loyalty. And again, he's got Dion Reel and Rodney Perry helping him coach. Played with the Clips, Cavs, Blazers, and Grizzlies. NBA All-Rookie first team as well. Boy, this thing is going to drive me nuts. I think so. I think it's transitions. Steven Jackson. At this second, no. No, sir. Now it's out. Just dropped out. I can live with it because, yep, and his is, JR's is good, so I'll just cheat off there. Yep, thanks. Over the years, some of the top high school players from across the country have competed at the Allen Iverson Classic. Many have gone on to be stars in college and the NBA.
It's my game, but I can't have no game without you, and thank you, man.
Today they come to the home of the Blues, Memphis, Tennessee. These talented players will showcase their talents for one last time in high school. It's the 2022 Allen Iverson Classic, next on CBS Sports Network. The 2022 Allen Iverson Classic, presented by Body Armor on CBS Sports Network. Welcome to Bartlett, Tennessee, right outside of Memphis this afternoon. It's Team Loyalty and Team Honor. How about glad you're along, Brent Stover, courtside. This is widely considered the most competitive environment in high school basketball at this level. Some of the best talent across America on display in mere moments here on CBS Sports Network. We run down the rosters, and let's start here with Team Loyalty. Stars all over the place, including Larry Hughes, going to follow in his father's footsteps to St. Louis. Terrace Reed out of Link Academy. He's going to Michigan. Jaden Epps headed to the Big Ten as well. Darius Miles, the coach, along with Dion Reel and Rodney Perry. On the other side, Team Honor. Again, Tavion Banks, undeclared, but one of the best in America. Jet Howard going to play for his dad at Michigan. Jackson Kohler, a star center, also head of the Big Ten to play for Michigan State. Steven Jackson, the coach, along with Javante Holmes and Justin Tatum. These aren't the only stars in the building today. J.R. Smith, New Jersey native, drafted in the first round out of high school by the Hornets. 5 seasons with the Nuggets, played alongside Allen Iverson. In 2013, Sixth Man of the Year in the NBA with the Knicks. Won a title with the Cleveland Cavaliers and then wrapped up his career with the Los Angeles Lakers, winning another NBA title in 2020. Without further ado, it is J.R. Smith. Not too long ago, you were in the position of these kids, one of the best players coming out of high school. What do we expect here this afternoon?
You expect these guys to go out there and show their talents. They're so athletically gifted. They know the game. They have a great feel for the game, and you're just going to see a show.
All right, so you have been coaching these guys. You've been working very closely with them the last couple of days. So who better to have scouting reports than you? We begin with a headliner. It's Keontae George.
Man, Keontae can really put the ball on the floor. Baylor kid, he's going to be really, really phenomenal for them. He can really shoot the ball, attacks the basket with ease, can switch hands, finish right hand and left hand. Just an overall stud.
Out of IMG Academy, a star shooting guard. On the other side, a combo guard, Cason Wallace, headed to Kentucky.
Yeah, he's looking like one of those feature Kentucky point guards, like a Derrick Rose, John Wall. He finishes above the basket, loves to pass the ball. He's a great passer, and just loves to put pressure on the paint, continuously drive and kick, and can finish over top of the bigs.
Earlier this week, named the Allen Iverson National High School Player of the Year. It is indeed the 2022 Iverson Classic from just outside of Memphis. Tip-off when we come back.
Jason Tatum.
We have 1 minute to game time. And we live on TV. This is the first time ever.
The Iverson Classic about to tip here outside of Memphis. Team Loyalty doing battle with Team Honor. Well, Tuesday night, the 24K showcase game for the Allen Iverson Classic was played. And Minneapolis native Prince Aligbe scored a game-high 32. He was named co-MVP. And Hansel Emmanuel, the Dominican Republic native, with only one arm, scored 24 to share MVP honors at the League Bay, each being named MVP, both invited to play in today's game. And for more, we check in for the first time with AJ Ross.
Power forward Prince Aligbe is no stranger to sharing the spotlight, having played with Chet Holmgren and Jalen Suggs at Minnehaha Academy in Minneapolis, Minnesota. He averaged 28 points per game this season, which was the most in the state of Minnesota. So what we saw during the 24K showcase was just a glimpse of what this kid could do. Meanwhile, combo guard Hansel Emmanuel, he is literally changing the game. He single-handedly averaged 26 points per game, 11 boards, and 6 assists. And he is just changing everything that he seems to be involved in. At the age of 6, he had his left arm amputated after a wall collapsed on him, but through perseverance and his sheer love for the game, he has exceeded all expectations. And guys, this is just the start for these talented young men who deserve all the recognition.
Absolutely. Good stuff, AJ. Incredible story. Today's starting lineup's powered by Body Armor, Team Loyalty, Jaden Epps, Keontae George, Mark Mitchell, Brandon Miller, and Terrace Reed. And for Team Honor, Cason Wallace, DJ Jefferson, Jet Howard, Jackson Kohler, and Kalel Ware. And for more on Miller, we check in with the fourth member of our team, Gary Parrish.
Hey, Stove, you're right. Brandon Miller, he's one of the top prospects in this game. He's a 6'8" wing, top 15 guy in the class of 2022 from right here in the state of Tennessee. He was recruited by every high-level SEC program, ultimately signed with Alabama, where he's expected to make an immediate impact. Obviously, NATO's program lost some key pieces from last season's team, but I still had the Crimson Tide in the top 25, and this young man playing this afternoon, he's a big reason why.
GP, well done. Cane Ridge High School in Tennessee. We take a look now at the rules. 4 quarters, 12 minutes each. And the foul rules, 1-1 after the 7th, 2 shots after 10. Players foul out with 6 and 2 timeouts per half. We are set to do it. Team Honor in the light colored jerseys, Team Loyalty in the dark colored jerseys. Bartlett High School, just outside of Memphis, Tennessee. Opening tap is controlled by Team Honor. Pass fired inside, turnover, and a quick miscue there. And Team Loyalty will get their first possession. We were told this wasn't going to be like an NBA All-Star game where they just kind of hang around and ole defense. They said this is going to be very competitive. Both teams are going to play very hard in this All-Star game today.
Yeah, they definitely were competing yesterday in practice. I mean, I expect them to go out there and compete and not let just, somebody score on them.
Keontae George misfiring. Here's DJ Jefferson off the bounce. Couldn't finish underneath. Rebounded Team Loyalty on the run. Terrace Reed Jr. in deep, reverse layup wouldn't fall, and corralled by Brandon Miller. No score, 40 seconds in. Iverson Classic 2022 misfired on a 3 weak side board. Ahead they come. Jet Howard. Juwan is in the building. Jet's going to play for his father at Michigan next year and join his older brother Jace. And Jet Howard from IMG Academy, the first bucket of the game. Keontae George, corner 3 off the drive and kick, missed it. Rebound, Terrace Reed. This 3-point shot won't go, and cleared by Kalel Ware. Up ahead, tried to find Jackson Kohler, never got there. Little floater in the lane, Brandon Miller.
Nice touch by the young kid, nice touch. I mean, when you have touch like that and you're 6'8", 6'9" around the basket, it can only help you going forward.
Small forward at 6'8", headed to Alabama. Won the Mamba Award for this event earlier this week. And that award is basically everything that Kobe Bryant stood for. 2-2, nearly 2 minutes in. Up balance, 3 wouldn't go. Rebounded by Terrace Reed Jr. Headed to Michigan, 6'10", out of Link Academy in Missouri. Drive on Kohler, reverse layup is good for Mark Mitchell. 6'8" power forward headed to Duke out of Sunrise Christian in Kansas. Cason Wallace off the bounce. Got the defender in the air. Shot spins out. Rebound, Team Loyalty. Keontae George kicks corner. Brandon Miller short on a 3. Rebound, Team Honor. Honor down 4-2. Transition 3, lefty off the mark.
This class has a really good balance between guards, wings, and bigs. The bigs are really good. They can put the ball on the floor and push the ball ahead as well as post up. And then the guards, they play so freely. They can play in the system and they look like they can freelance as well. I think this is one of the most balanced classes I've seen in a long time.
Keontae George drilling that 3.
Great shot.
Yeah, shot rejected by Terrace Reed. Lead 6-10. Corner 3, this one crawls off. Offensive board and the dunk, Mark Mitchell. Loyalty out to a 9-2 advantage.
Yeah, I mean, it's just easy right now. They're trying to find their touch and find their way, and it happens like that in the All-Star game before somebody really gets a rhythm.
Khalil Ware, clean lane. Dunks that one home, it's 9-4 here in the opening quarter. Mitchell with a little heat check, and Mark Mitchell drills it from long range, 12-4.
It doesn't take long. He get it going. It could be a long night for somebody.
Right now, Team Honor with no answer. Deflected. Good job by Reed. He's been active early on. Reed leads in transition. And a foul on Chet Howard.
Just contesting at the basket. I mean, these big guys are so good at playing these guards nowadays, and to see that, and then on the other end, you got a 7'3" guy who just walks down the lane and get an easy dunk.
Khalil Ware is a star from North Little Rock, Arkansas, 7-footer headed to Oregon. Brandon Miller here, committed to Alabama, 6'8", 200.
When his body fills out, I expect him to be a more skilled version of a Josh Smith because he can definitely fly. And, he has great touch around the basket. So, I mean, if I could put a body type from my generation, he definitely has that type.
Love it. Chet Howard misfired on a long-range shot, 14-4 Loyalty. They've got the ball. Another open look. Way off this time from Mitchell. Here comes Honor. Cason Wallace rifles it across. Good passing. Jackson Kohler couldn't finish. He had a big-time dunk in their scrimmage yesterday.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Jackson's one of my favorite players out here. He's an unbelievable kid and he has so much skill around the basket. I mean, he fell into a fan favorite amongst the players and amongst the coaches. So he's a really good kid, and I can't wait to see him play this year as well.
Play up good in transition. It's DJ Jefferson. Up and down, exactly what we expected. And a block underneath. Well, Darius Miles is a legend out of East St. Louis, as you well know. And member of the all-rookie first team back in 2001, had a really nice NBA career.
Yeah, D. Miles was one of my OGs. I met him first in the basketball camp in certain situations like this, and to see him, man, to see him where he's at now, he's amazing. He's a great guy.
And you're also, tell you what, that man, Steven Jackson.
Yes, sir. Stack Jack, Captain Jack. I mean, he's on that amazing team with We Believe in Golden State and beat the #1 seed, which was Dallas at the time. He's just an amazing career and just an unbelievable person. He's an activist and really involved in the community. And that's my brother. I love him.
Jackson, 14 seasons in the NBA. Won the NBA title in 03 with the San Antonio Spurs. McDonald's All-American back in '96.
It's funny because between myself, Darius, and Stack Jack, we all came out of high school. So
I was going to ask you about that because there will be a lot of players that will do that continuously, and more now than when you guys were coming out. But just fired on a 3, and Chet Howard on the move here, and errant pass. Going back, what was that time in your life like when you had that decision to make?
Oh man, it was unbelievable. You know, being fortunate enough to have the opportunity to either go out of high school or go to college. I was just extremely blessed. playing with so many great players in my class, being recognized as one of those guys who could actually do it. It was an amazing accomplishment and something I definitely would do again.
16 NBA seasons for you. We documented off the top. 6th man of the year in the NBA in 2013 with the New York Knicks. Driving a foul as Keontae George took his defender off the bounce. Loyalty leading 16-6. How much fun have you had this week helping your brothers, who you mentioned, who are coaching on either side, helping kind of mentor these young kids?
Oh man, it's so much fun. It's funny because I never thought I would, enjoy coaching as much. A lot of us as players, we say we would never want to be coaches and go back as coaches, but to be able to teach these guys and to see them be a sponge and really receive everything we were saying and really try to imply that on the court, it really gave me satisfaction. It was a sense of pride in what I was doing and being able to relate to them as a player, and for them to be able to receive it and see it in action, it gave me a weird sense of success for me. So it was great.
Pretty cool stuff. Keontae George at the line makes it 18-6. Midway here in the opening quarter. On the floor, Ward, Howard, Banks, Black, and Wallace. For team honor right now. Fall away. Tough shot. He drills it. And that was Cason Wallace.
Yeah, that Kentucky guard, man, he can play. You can always tell in the All-Star games and who's who and who can really stand out as the #1 point guard at their position or a player at their position.
What a look. Save. Back pass. Misfire to the first one. Second shot, no, from Kamari Lance. But it stays at this end with team honor. Straightaway three, Arturio Morris off the bench.
Good shot, really good shot. I mean, these guys can really shoot the ball. I mean, obviously today's game has changed to where it's not as much in the paint as it used to be, but these guys can shoot it.
18-11. Well, Team Loyalty is up by 7. Brandon Miller, Mark Mitchell and company getting it done. 18-11, more to come. .518 in the first, the 2022 Iverson Classic, presented by Showtime on CBS Sports Network. Take a ride with CBS Sports Network and the toughest sport on dirt. We bring you the Cooper Tires Invitational from Billings, Montana. Don't miss PBR Unleash the Beast tomorrow night at 8 Eastern only on CBS Sports Network. Let's go back to last night, and you were courtside for this. at the three-point and the dunk contest. First, it was Jet Howard winning the three-point championship.
Yeah, man, he really put on a show. He got hot, and I think he's the most pro-ready guy. If I had to pick somebody today, it would be Jet Howard.
And then Hansel Emmanuel won the dunk contest.
Yeah, man, he put on the show. I mean, it's unbelievable. You know, the grit that he has and the determination that he continuously shows, no matter what. And I really love the spirit of him, and I can obviously play.
His ability to me to control the ball with one hand, whether he's going up for a dunk or get perfect spin, he can catch a pass, perfect spin on his three-point shot
100%, every time, and be able to continuously play defense. I seen him reach across his body and get a steal and go down and dunk the ball, and it was just like so fascinating to me. If he had two arms, he'd probably be the #1 player in the country.
Absolutely. As it is, he's obviously one of the best.
Yeah.
Co-MVP of the 24K Classic Tuesday, and now getting pumped up to play in this Iverson Classic. Step back three, misfired. Rebound for Team Loyalty. They lead by 7. Under 5 of the first. Prince Felipe off the bench, stepped out of bounds there.
It's funny because when I seen Prince catching that ball, the first initial thought of him when I seen him was like, this guy could be a football player. He could definitely be a wide receiver or somebody's safety.
Anybody out there on either team that reminds you of you? How about that comparison?
Oh, reminds me of me. I would say
layup there for Larry Hughes.
Probably more of a Jet shooter, attack the basket. Really plays to his strengths. He does try to put on the floor too much and just tries to get a bucket.
Well, and you did say he was the most NBA ready guy, so there you go. Here's the steal in the transition here.
Yeah, I mean, he plays so much like his dad. He has a knack for the ball in the defensive end. He can finish, really long arms, and he's one of my bright spots of the weekend. Really getting closer with him, being able to be a sponge. He's a really, really good kid, and I can't wait to see his future pan out.
Larry Hughes Jr., number 6 player out of the state of Missouri, from Christian Brothers College High School in St. Louis, and as you alluded to, headed to St. Louis to follow in his father's footsteps, and that's another thing. There's some pressure with that, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's some pressure with it, but I think the way Larry is as a man, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't try to put too much pressure on him and lets him figure it out for himself. I mean, their mannerisms are a lot alike. I mean, he would say some of the Larry things and I'll ask the kind of questions. And I mean, he's got a great foundation at home, so I think he's looking fine.
20-14, 3.5 to play the first. Baseline drive, reverse, wouldn't finish. Here comes Team On. Down 6. Deep 3, Morris spins out this time and corralled by Felipe.
Another thing, these kids are not gun shy.
No.
There's no such thing. Like when I was coming up there, I used to hear something about shot selection or anything like that. You never hear that anymore, and I'm really happy because you guys can really play free.
You got to be able to appreciate that because that was kind of your style once you did establish yourself, right?
Yeah,
in the
100%.
NBA.
I mean, being able to play free and shoot the ball at will without having that thought of repercussion in the back of your mind always frees up the player.
Terrace Reed draws the double.
Great pass. That is a great pass. I mean, this kid, I'm telling you, the bigs are really good. They don't play above the rim all the time, which is really good because you get an opportunity to work on pivots and left hook and right hook.
That was a tremendous pass to Terrence Arsenault. Couldn't fire it in, but here's another nice driving kick.
Great corner kick. I mean, one thing about being around this weekend, you get to be around guys who played in the league, you know what to look for. These guys are being sponges, so we were working on corner passes and corner threes, sliding and drifting and replacing out of the three-point corners and stuff like that. And you can see right here, these guys they're taking it in so fast. It's really amazing.
Terrence Arsenault, the dunk, alley-oop, try this and takeaway.
Little Larry Hughes with another steal.
He's brought the energy off the bench in an 8-point game with 2 to play in the first.
I mean, it's a great pass. These kids get up quickly too. I mean, in traffic or whatever, they're not worried about the consequences. They just take off, and that's what you need as a young 17, 18-year-old kid. I don't have that anymore.
Terrence Arsenault, 6'7", headed to Houston out of Beaumont United High School in Texas. Top small forwards in the country. Terrence Arsenault wearing number 10. He was on team honor yesterday and then got switched to team loyalty. There was some injuries on both sides. He was the MVP of the Texas State Championship this year. We mentioned headed to Houston, and I'll tell you, Kelvin Sampson, to say the least, has that thing rolling right now.
Yeah, they had a great year. Obviously, it's going to get better with this adding him to the fold. It's amazing because when you look at the quote-unquote top guys in the class and you start scrolling down and watching some of these other kids play, I'm like, okay, but what about him? But what about him? But what about him?
Anthony Black with a nice finish, 22-16. As we check in with Gary Parrish, GP.
Stuff you mentioned at Houston, Kelvin Sampson's really got it rolling, and what he's doing right now reminds me a little bit of what happened at Gonzaga. Mark Few kept consistently winning with transfers and 3-star prospects that ultimately, when the Zags became a top-shelf program, that's when he was able to start recruiting 5-star prospects. Now we see Kelvin Sampson starting to do the same thing at Houston, which is obviously tough news for everybody currently in the AAC and in the future in the Big 12.
Absolutely. Good stuff, Gary.
I love Darius's hat.
Me too.
I love this look.
You could totally pull it off.
I don't know, man. The dreads now, it's kind of, that'd be a big hat. I already got a big head.
On the run, wide open, Showtime. Felipe has really brought it.
Yeah, I mean, he plays so hard every single time. I've noticed that in the first drill. I mean, he's a dog, man. He put him out there to compete, he's going to come out on top.
Kamari lands, and now Arterio Morris. DJ Jefferson with it. Shot clock at 10. Pullback 3, and he drills it. That was the first time we've run the shot clock a little bit. This thing has been final 2 seconds, Aaron 3, and that'll do it. It has been up and down. Bartlett High School, Steven Jackson and Darius Miles matching wits there. End of the first, 27-21. You're watching the 2022 Allen Iverson Classic on CBS Sports Network. Allen Iverson had a legendary career, played 2 seasons at Georgetown, career highest scoring average there, then went to the NBA, 4 NBA teams. Everybody knows him from Philadelphia. He was drafted #1 overall in '96, led the Sixers to an NBA Finals appearance, and he was a 4-time NBA scoring champion. For his accomplishments, inducted into the 2016 Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame, standing by with A.J. Ross.
Brent, there is only one answer. Allen Iverson left an indelible mark on the NBA and the culture. He's leaving an indelible mark on these young players, the next generation. What has not only this game, but this week meant to these players?
I like the introduction. That was nice. Everything to me. It's just a blessing, you know what I mean? Just for me to do this and help the kids and give them something that I didn't have growing up. So I think it's smooth. Feel good.
Obviously, this is the best of the best, the elite in the country, but they've had access to you and other NBA players throughout the week. What has that been like behind the scenes, giving them those gems about on the court and off the court?
I think that's important, you know what I mean, because, you know, we the guys that been through it. We've been there, done that, you know what I mean? So we can, you know, try to, you know, embed in their head the do's and don'ts, you know what I mean, that come with this lifestyle, and hopefully they'll take some of them gems and apply them to their life and be successful in any way they want to.
And aside from your killer crossover that you were known for playing with so much heart. And in the 24K showcase earlier this week, Prince Aligbe, Hansel Emmanuel, they showed a lot of heart, and that's why they're here. What's impressed you about their game?
I mean, just, you said it all, just their heart, you know what I mean, and their, you know, determination to be great, and them wanting to be great and not be average. And, you know, I like that about the youth. You know, everybody get their turn. You know, everybody is always taking up, so be the next you.
Thank you for what you've done and what you continue to do.
All right, thanks. I appreciate it.
Pretty awesome stuff there. Leading scorers, Mitchell for Loyalty has 7, Brandon Miller has 6, Morris has 6. That's your former teammate in Denver. You guys had a lot of success there.
Yeah, AI was one of my favorite teammates I've ever had. I mean, he's such a great person, man. Things that he's gone through and overcome, and it's just an amazing story, and just a great guy, a truly great guy. It's funny because when he first got there, I always heard he didn't practice, and you hear practice. He was the hardest guy to guard and work at practice every single day. It was amazing.
It goes to show, because I think a lot of people would guess that Allen Iverson, because he had a certain reputation that maybe he wasn't the greatest teammate, and it's refreshing to hear you say that.
Yeah, he was unbelievable. He was always happy for guys when they had good games, or no matter how he was playing, he always wanted you to be better than him and continuously push the game forward as much as possible. And I really appreciate that for that.
Absolutely. It's a 4-point game as we start the second. It's been fun to watch. Largest lead has been Loyalty by 12. Team Honor in the first half shot 9 of 24, 3 of 12 from downtown. Loyalty in the first quarter 9 of 25, 3 of 13 downtown. They were perfect at the line, 6 of 6. So here it is. Get some pictures to show it. You guys went to the playoffs all but 1 year there when you were in Denver. Teammates from 06 to 08.
That's definitely a different look for me. It's crazy, man. Looking back now and seeing the AI, man, and being around them now. Actually seeing what the Lakers had on is really trippy right now, but we always know it's love and respect and code, which we all can attest to.
Absolutely. The coolest part about this weekend for me has been the confluence of great NBA names. And a lot of talk about the history of the NBA and guy, you know, Kobe, his name comes up a lot this weekend. The confluence of that with all these stars of tomorrow and really today, because they're headed to big things right now.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, there's so much they can learn from, obviously, you know, AI and Kobe, and having that Mamba mentality and that mindset of, you know, persevering through it all and really enjoying the journey is something they can all learn from. Especially being in the thick of it and living through it and being at the beginning stages of it, it's just, I'm very happy to be a part of it. And hopefully in 10 years we'll be calling these guys perennial all-stars, future Hall of Famers, champions in the NBA, and it'll be amazing to see.
Absolutely. Stick back underneath Team Honor. And that's Cason Wallace, number 6 recruit. number 3 ranked combo guard and number 1 player out of the state of Texas. Mentioned off the top, he was named this week the Allen Iverson National High School Player of the Year. Far away 3, Keontae George.
Is special. I'm telling you, he can really shoot the ball. He knows how to score, knows how to create his own shot, and he's going to be really, really good at Baylor.
Morris way off, but Kohler the stick back. Why do you like Kohler so much?
I mean, just his patience with the game. He doesn't force anything. He lets the game come to him. He really reacts off his defender. As an offensive player, you can show that poise and patience and not let the defender speed you up. You can tell when somebody's going to be a real bucket getter.
He's going to play for Tom Izzo at Michigan State. His high school ball at Southern California Academy. Here he is with a nice box out. Played last summer with the summer team with Bronny James.
Yeah. I mean, his footwork for a big man in a high school, I was looking like, this kid reminds me of somebody. Like, he really plays so patient and never really in a rush. They can step out and shoot the 3. And that's what you need as a big, especially in today's game. You really want a big who can pound and get rebounds and also pull a pick and pop, step out, shoot the 3, and extend the defense.
So Honor once trailed by 12 in this game, but you said it at the time, like all All-Star games, we're going to have a game of runs, and now they lead by 1. They told us it would be competitive, and it has been that. Both teams locking in at the defensive end more than you would see in many All-Star games. There's a nice takeaway there by Team Loyalty. Keontae George, tough drive, got pinned against the glass by Tavion Banks, but the stick back, Elite Bay.
It's good to see the aggressiveness on the defensive end. Again, you don't see guys just letting guys score and get buckets. But I was telling guys that when I was there, you know, for a person like myself, I got a name off of this stuff. You know, I was just another guy who was a McDonald's All-American, having 2 really good All-Star games, and you know they threw my name in the first round. It's like, that's the difference. You know, if you come out and play the way you're supposed to play, somebody's going to see you, somebody's going to like you. You have an opportunity to make a lot of money and do what you love to do.
You were the 18th overall pick. Is that what you, going into draft night, is that about what you were told and what you expected to go in that spot?
Well, I was told I can go from anywhere from 5 and on, because Ben Gordon was really the wild card in my draft, and when I think he went 3, nobody really expected it. So then it was like, okay, cool, this is how the guard is situated. So midway through in the early parts of the night, I pretty much knew, but going into it, I was just like, I just want to get drafted.
Yeah, it's life-changing, huh? I mean,
100%.
Generational changing on the run, big man. Kalel Ware, 7-footer headed to Oregon now. Baseline dunk at the other end. Keontae George. Did you know that at this moment you're 17th all-time in made 3s?
I didn't. I thought it was, honestly, I thought I was lower.
Do you know who active is right behind you and creeping up right now?
Active.
18 away. This guy's 18 away from taking your 17th spot.
18.
It's a tough one. I didn't know. I'm just getting the information.
I'm not sure.
Plays with the greatest three-pointer of all time right now.
Say again?
He plays with the greatest three-point shooter of all time. It's Clay.
Yeah, it's got to be Clay. Wow. That'll be soon then.
40-39. Got long-range shooters. High flyers at the rim. Iverson Classic, 1-point game in the second.
Don't forget we got Manny at CBS Sports Network to watch it live. J.R. Smith, NBA champions on the broadcast. And in attendance we got NBA Andre Miller, Juwan Howard, Darius Miles, Steven Jackson, Justin Tatum, Florida Tatum, and a man of the weekend, Iverson. He's here.
Iverson Classic loyalty leading Honor 40-39 in the second. Rev up your engines. Your favorite electric wheel sport hits the streets of Monaco for a full day of festivities and entertainment. Don't miss the Formula E 2022 Monaco E-Prix tonight, 9 Eastern on CBS Sports Network. Gary Parrish is standing by with a special guest. Gary.
Hey, Stove. I'm here with Michigan head coach Juwan Howard, but for these purposes, he's just Jet's father today. What's it been like to watch your son become one of the very best high school prospects in the country?
Well, first, before I answer that question, I just want to give a shout out to Allen Iverson, a.k.a. AI, for putting on this high school classic. I think it's great. All the support he's given to these young prospects to get an opportunity to showcase their talents. But I'm also proud of my son for being able to be a part of it. You know, it's great to see his growth as far as all the work he's been putting in since the time when he started playing the game of basketball, and now it's all coming to fruition, and it's moving fast. And I get an opportunity to coach him in college, so it's a dream come true for both of us.
What's that going to be like, coaching him in college? Have you talked to any other college coaches who have ever coached their sons, like Greg McDermott or Penny Hardaway?
No, only person I talked to is Fran McCaffrey from Iowa. He coached both his boys, and he's always told me that, you know, always keep home, you know, keep whatever happens on the court, you know, in the gym, and remember, you know, you're still their father, you want to love them and watch them grow, but the most important thing, you know, it's a lot of pressure on them, but make sure that they enjoy their college experience. And I thought that was the best advice to ever receive.
Thanks so much, Juwan. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Good stuff. Thank you, Gary, and thanks to Juwan Howard. Obviously, Jace, Jet's older brother, already on the squad playing for his dad. And power forward, 91-94. One of the Fab Five at Michigan. What a run that was.
Unbelievable. I mean, that run they had and the team they had really changed the game for a lot of young black kids in this country. And to have a swag and community, it was so much swag.
Well, I was going to say that would have been trying to do the math. How old were you you were very young.
Oh yeah, at that time. I mean, I was probably 8 or 9 years old.
But enough to be impacted, I would think.
Yeah, right. For sure, 100%. I definitely wanted to be like a bigger guard, like a Jalen Rose type of player, and it just turned out I was much more of a scorer.
And there's Hansel Emmanuel, straight to the rim, and that's part of his game, huge part of it.
This kid is determined. He'll get to that basket. He's not just trying to settle and get those jump shots. He's trying to make those highlights that we see on Instagram in real life.
Anthony Black with a bucket at this end. Here's Emmanuel. Prince Alipe, those were the co-MVPs. 24K Classic earlier this week. It's only the second time this first half of the shot clock has gotten down near 10 and a travel on a leak back. In a 3-point game, 4 and change to play in the first half.
Kid can play some defense, man. He's probably the most underrated defender here. I mean, he plays so much tenacity, on-ball defense as well as help side.
I can promise you, whether it's whatever level of basketball or in life, he's going to have an he's going to be incredibly successful.
Yes, for sure.
Whatever he does.
100%. It won't be because of lack of effort, that's for sure.
3-point game, 3:49 first half.
2022 Iverson Classic, brought to you by SHOWTIME Basketball and the Council of the City of New York.
Yep, we showed them all. It's the Iverson Classic, presented by Showtime Basketball on CBS Sports Network. Team Loyalty leading by 3. Arturio Morris for Team Honor, all 11 of his points right here.
Yeah, I mean, he's amazing at catching and shooting the basketball. I was telling the guys the other day, think about all-star games. You got to get buckets when people aren't really paying attention. Everybody wants the one-on-one bucket, the ooh and all the crowd. You make a couple catches, shoots, get in your rhythm, then you can start doing that. It falls in line. And I think he's listened to it more than anybody, the franchise.
Yep, Chris Beard will be his coach at Texas next year. Has already dubbed him the franchise. Morris initially committed to Memphis, then decommitted, now headed to Texas. And he's from Kimball High School in Texas. #1 point guard. Coming out of high school, there's a 3.
The bank is open today.
Spin, shot no from Mark Mitchell. And we go the other way for Team Honor. Here's that 3 a moment ago.
Yeah, just trying to get that steal and jump the pass. I don't think he was trying to bank it, though.
No. Anthony Black, 6'7" point guard, headed to Arkansas from Duncanville, Texas. Duncanville High School. That's Jalen Harris's high school as well. Shot inside, a foul. Anthony Black, who just hit that 3 that we showed you, because of his body size and play, they compare him to Cade Cunningham. Obviously, that's a pretty high praise.
Yeah, I mean, coming off the #1 pick, it's got to be. But, I mean, I'm not mad at it. He can shoot the ball. He's a really big guard. Loves to get to the basket, and he can create plays. That's the thing I'm more impressed with. These kids, they're so unselfish when they're creating plays and going through. It's not just about making the fancy pass, it's about making the right play.
Arturio Morris, 6'3", 190. Knocks it in. 48-46 Team Honor. Kamari lands back in. What a game we've had. This is exactly what we expected.
Yeah, it's refreshing to get a game that's really, an all-star game that's really close and guys are really getting after it. Opposed to just seeing guys, just want to throw shots up from 30 feet.
Terrace Reed. Back down on Kohler. Tough shot. Good D. Kohler. We knew we would see defense. We saw some of it right there, and now Kohler wants to run with it. Trailing deep 3, Anthony Black left it short.
Again, these big guys love to push the ball up. I love to see it. To be one-dimensional, just trying to get it to the guard. Let the guards run lane as well, and let the big make the play.
Mark Mitchell inside. Had his shot contested. George Reed, Mitchell Arsenault, Hughes on the floor right now for Team Loyalty. There's a foul. Ja Morant fresh off a series victory in Minnesota last night, and now they get the Western Conference semifinals underway with Golden State coming up tomorrow here in Memphis, and he's got time to come out to this game. Pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, it's really dope to show the support for AI. I mean, and these young guys, they obviously look up to these guys like John Morant, and who's having a heck of a start of his career. He's going to be amazing talent, and going to be a great player.
Well, Gary, you were watching that game pretty late last night when they closed out the Timberwolves, and now John Morant courtside here.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. As a native Memphian, I obviously root for the Grizzlies, so to see Ja elevate this franchise to the place that he's elevated has been an awesome thing to experience. So you mentioned how it's cool that he's at an event like this. The truth is, Ja Morant is a hoophead. He is always at high school games. The Grizzlies G League franchise plays just south of Memphis in South Haven. He'll pop down there for random games. This is a guy who just really enjoys being in the gym, and you know, him sitting courtside right now is another example of that.
Yeah, it's really refreshing. You know, you always hear about guys and question about their love for the actual game opposed to being too busy doing other things. When you get a guy like John Morant, who's already a superstar and continues to push the narrative of being in the gym and loving and having the actual knack of the process of being around the game, that's uncomparable.
Now, are these guys aware on the floor right now that John Morant is in the gym?
I don't think so. I don't think so. A lot of these guys are looking up to John Morant, and I'm pretty sure they can't wait to see him.
Well, to me, it's just, you know, that was a late game last night. Close out Minnesota. Golden State coming in here tomorrow to start the second round. The fact that, you know, hoophead or not, the fact that he squeezed in the time today is pretty amazing.
Yeah, you got to take your hat off to him. It's an amazing thing to do, and it's commendable.
52-48. Honor leading loyalty.
Hey, man, I'm talking about you gonna do something?
Who are you talking to there, Keontae?
Yeah, that's Keontae, man. He's one of my favorites, man. He's such a good kid. He's got a great smile. He's got a great sense of humor, and just overall a good player.
I know Darius has been talking to you a little. Darius Miles.
Yeah, D Miles guy. Darius is over there trying to get some more fouls. I don't know why. It's such a good game.
Who do you give the edge to? Darius Miles or Steven Jackson? If it was just down to the coaches.
Ooh.
I know you're tight with both of them, but.
Well, I would have to say D Miles. You know, D Miles is a really good. He can relate to the guys a little more, especially the big guys who don't touch it sometimes. Stack gets a little too aggressive for the young fellas.
Final 5 seconds and a half. Honor leading by 2. Honor with the inside tough shot. No stick back. Yes. Count it. How about that? Honor going to go into the halftime locker room with a 4-point edge thanks to the stick back inside by Anthony Black.
It's a great job attacking the basket and not settling for a jump shot at the end of the quarter, and then even following it up. I mean, to be that big and is again 6'6", 6'7" point guard. He got it off. I mean, it works.
That's the Cade Cunningham comparison. Anthony Black, number 17 overall recruit, number 2 point guard. Honor at one point in this first half trail by 12. They go in the locker room leading by 4 in this hotly contested 2022 Iverson Classic presented by Showtime Basketball. Very good partner of ours here today. John Morant is in the gym. He's got to be impressed. Some of the best players in America. Honor leads by 4. You're watching the Iverson Classic presented by Body Armor on CBS Sports Network. Back here in Bartlett, Tennessee, just outside of Memphis, it's the 2022 Allen Iverson Classic. Now, these players have been having a great time here since Tuesday as we take a look back at a busy week. Back here in Bartlett, Tennessee, just outside of Memphis, it's the 2022 Allen Iverson Classic. Now, these players have been having a great time here since Tuesday as we take a look back at a busy week.
Always us, never them. Always us, never them. Don't stop right here, man. It's whatever y'all want. Know y'all got dreams. Know y'all want to do something with your life. Go ahead and get it, man. It's your world. Everybody else just visiting.
Experience is the best teacher. And when you have guys that's been to college, that's won in college, that's been to the NBA, that's won in the NBA, this is the direction that these kids are trying to go. The best thing we can do is give them information and give them game so they don't make the same mistakes we made.
Well, tonight we officially invite you to the Iverson Classic All-American game.
This kid is the reason why a lot of people are here, because he's inspiring a lot of people. And for him to be doing what he's doing with one arm, everybody should applaud him and support him. This is the first day, man. We want y'all to get something out of it. Just don't be here going through the motion. We want y'all to get better, because 9 out of 10 times when you're going through the motion half-assing, that's when you get hurt. This game could only be what we want it to be if y'all involved, right?
I gotta do a little bit better myself, adjust to it. They're on my ass. They want me to be better. That's what I want. Man, it's the best feeling ever. You know, you're out here with the best, competing with the best, in front of the best. The scrimmage going good. Everybody competing, getting after it. We got some people talking trash. A lot of sweat out here, so we're just having fun right now.
We have a lot of pros that come up out this game. I think a lot of kids need to understand that when you come here, show up and show out, it's eyes everywhere. You show up here, it's gonna be coaches, it's gonna be NBA scouts, it's gonna be everybody that you need to know or see, they're gonna be at these games. So if you wanna start your career off the right way and see the right people and learn the right things, this is the place to be.
What an incredible week here at the 2022 Allen Iverson Classic. Halftime continues after this from Tennessee. No, it's actually like once we got these finalized,
yeah,
it's been great. Like everything is exactly so
awesome.
Halftime of the 2022 Allen Iverson Classic, presented by Showtime Basketball and CBS Sports Network. Brent Silverback courtside with Brian Daly, Senior Vice President of Sports Programming and Content for Showtime. Pretty cool stuff. You guys have amazing things going. What got Showtime into the basketball space?
I'd say it started a couple of years ago with documentaries initially. And, you know, we had told the great stories of Iverson and Kobe Bryant and a few others. And we realized fans were taken to it. We were doing something special in a different way, in a different tone, in a different voice. And we decided to double down on that. And we added some new programs to the fold, like All the Smoke. Most recently, Kevin Garnett certified. So we're building out a little universe around these guys, and we're letting them run with it, letting them be the creatives and kind of control the message and the narrative a little bit.
Very cool stuff. What can fans expect next?
Well, we got a lot in development. We've brought in some new names to the fold. JR, obviously, Chandler Parsons, Paul Pierce, Jamal Crawford, all interesting personalities and different interests. So working with them to create some new concepts and new content that we think fans will really enjoy.
Yes, where can fans find this range of content?
You can get it anywhere. I think for the long form stuff, you got to head to Showtime Network, which is your traditional, cable network, or Showtime.com. But for all the other stuff, All the Smoke, KG certified, that's available on social and digital. Showtime Basketball YouTube is where you can find most of it.
Brian Daly of Showtime, always fun to catch up.
Great to see you, man.
Keep up the great work. This has been an awesome event. Showtime Basketball. 54-50, team honor leading team loyalty. More to come from just outside Memphis after this. The Iverson Classic Team Honor leading Team Loyalty 54-50. Highlights coming up momentarily, but my partner J.R. Smith, after retiring from the NBA, decided to go to college, enrolled at North Carolina A&T, also decided to become a member of their golf team. Earlier this week was named 2021-22 North Carolina A&T Academic Athlete of the Year with a GPA of 4.0 in liberal studies. I tell you, what don't you do? How cool was that over the last year? What's that experience been like?
It's been amazing, you know, being able to go back and really learn, educate myself, try to do something completely outside the box. It's probably been one of the best decisions I've made. And being around the younger generation, trying to understand how they think, because again, one day they're going to be running this place, so I want to know who to talk to and who's going to be in charge.
What do they call you, Pops? Is that
yeah, they call me Pops on my golf team. I got to change that up. I don't like it. I don't like it.
You were a legend on the hardwood once upon a time. We're seeing some legends of the future out here. A lot of dunks, a lot of high flyers, exactly as advertised in this first half.
Yeah, I mean, to see these guys really get out of transition, and some of these look like pretty basic dunks, but I mean, for them doing it with such ease, I mean, it's unbelievable, because back in the day, people would have been going crazy when seeing somebody like Dwight do a dunk like that, and to see him do it with such ease now, it's just almost something we're accustomed to, so we get a little spoiled with it.
Honor shooting 48% from the field, 42% for Team Loyalty. 3-point shooting, 4 of 19 for Loyalty, 6 of 19 on the other side for Honor. All right, we're going to hear from both coaches. We're going to start with Gary Parrish, who is standing by with Steven Jackson.
So, Steven, I know it's an all-star game, but we got a close one. How competitive does this get between you and Darius in the second half?
It gets real competitive. I think all these kids want to compete. They want to get better, and they want to put a good showing on for AI and the fans to come out. So we're going to ramp it up the second half.
Obviously, in the second quarter, Grizzly star John Morant made his entrance into the gym. How much did the players notice that, if at all?
Everybody knows it. John's the king of Memphis right now. You know, rest in peace, Young Dolph. But John's the king of Memphis right now, and he has this team playing well. The city's hot right now, and we're here at the right time.
Thanks, Steven.
No problem.
Let's send it to AJ with Darius.
That's right, Darius Miles. Coach Team Loyalty, rather, you got a 14-4 lead early, then Team Honor came back. This isn't a lot of time for these guys to build chemistry, but what's impressed you most about the way they're communicating and setting each other up?
Yeah, we just want them to talk more and just give more effort. You know what I'm saying? It's, you know, this generation, you know, it's a lot of thing about effort, and we want them to be mindful of effort all the time.
What was your main message to them at halftime as far as getting that lead, and especially on the defensive end, what they need to do?
The biggest thing is effort and just play hard, but the big thing is have fun. Enjoy this and experience. This is something that they cherish forever.
Thank you, Coach.
Yeah.
East St. Louis legend, leading scorers. Keontae George's got 9, Prince Aligbe 9. And then Arturio Morris has 13 on the other side.
Oh, it's funny to see these guys coaching and stuff, and being able to be on the other side of it, other than being running up and down the court. This is a treat for me.
I'll tell you, the treat for me is every time I look over, your seat is empty. Like if we have a 30-second break, your seat's empty because you're out shooting baskets. Like it just never leaves you, huh?
Yeah, it never leaves me. I've been like that since I was 3 years old. When my dad watched my dad and my uncles play, I was always running on the court trying to get shots up during timeouts and halftime. So it feels good to be feeling like a kid again.
Yeah, and you don't miss. I've noticed that.
Very rarely.
Very rarely. Yeah, our producer was like, hey, where's JR? We got to go back on live TV for the second. Well, I don't know. Check. He's on the basketball floor.
I don't really get to shoot around as much as I used to, obviously, but whenever I can, I try to take advantage of it.
Corner 3, Cason Wallace. And go ahead.
Oh, that dribble baseline is again one of the things we were working on in practice. That dribble baseline, backside drift, and to see these guys do it again is one of those great feelings I was telling you about coaching.
Yeah, absolutely. Jackson Kohler hustles for the loose ball. You know, we joke about it, you getting shots up, but you know, for these kids, that's got to be part of the deal. That it's however many shots you're getting up, it's never enough. Like you have to constantly, every second be eat, drink, and sleep basketball if you want to get to this level.
Yo, 100%. If you want to get better, I mean, this is all you think about, and this is what you do. It's not even, you know, you almost don't even think about it. I'm actually surprised, you know, a person like Ja didn't take a shot or something because, I mean, how much he loves the game. If you're a hooper, you just love to be around the game. You can't be in the gym without shooting.
Terrace Reed with a finish, 60-53. Honor leads by 7. Tough shot, Jet Howard on the floater.
Jet, I'm telling you, man, he's the most pro-ready. I mean, he's got the floater, he's got the touch. He can shoot, he can get it up. He runs up and down the court. He's a really good player.
Jaden Epps from long range, 6'2" point guard, headed to Illinois. Deep 3, this end short. Epps had it deflected away. Cason Wallace to the rim.
That kid plays above the rim. Kentucky's going to get a start with him. I can't wait to see him next year.
Emmanuel, inside headed strips, floats a pass out. Jaden Epps looking to go one-on-one. Epps pulls it, spins out, weak side board.
Oh, great pass.
Wallace, the extra pass, and Kohler gets fouled.
That's so unselfish. I love watching them play.
How about this pass from Howard finding the corner shooter?
Yeah, finding that corner shot is going to be key for a lot of those guys. A lot of those guys are going to be spacing. Again, Jet is amazing off the dribble and can get to that floater. He's got a great in-between game. And again, I just think he's the most pro-ready for sure. This kid, as a point guard, you see a point guard start doing stuff like that, I mean, you got to be feeling good about your team. I mean, especially at Kentucky, they like to get up and down the court. I can't wait to see that a lot next season.
64-56 team honor. Keontae George for team loyalty. Pulls it from 17 too strong. Rebound Coel Ware, 7-footer, headed to Oregon. Ware can run the floor. Look at this. Everything but the finish that time. Out in transition, extra pass, and the finish for Keontae George. Chet Howard working on Emmanuel. Out there with Cason Wallace. Morris as well. Shot block. Defense again, but the foul called on Emmanuel.
I thought that was good defense. I don't know about that one. I thought that was good defense. Yeah, you got to get back on defense on that transition. You want to win this game. Especially at 7-3, you got to go block that.
How much would you stress to these kids? Maybe not particularly today, but overall, the fact that, yeah, if you want to play in the pros, everybody can shoot. So you better be able to play at least some defense, right?
100%. I mean, in the NBA, the biggest thing, you know, night in and night out is contesting shots. When you play against a team like Golden State who contests every single shot, you understand what the winning or the championship mentality is versus a team that's continuously losing who just don't contest and don't play defense.
That's what I like about this All-Star game. And again, there's less defense clearly in this than there's going to be in a highly competitive game at the Division I level in the NBA for these guys next. But when you're talking All-Star games, defense has been pretty dang good in this one.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, especially when you've only been together for a couple of days opposed to being with each other for all season long, and you know the players you're dealing with, you know the defense, you know the offense. So it's just way more preparation than in any other game other than the All-Star games. But again, we're getting great, you know, a great sign of defense throughout the whole game.
Steven Jackson, he's got his assistant Justin Tatum working the officials here. Of course, that's Jason Tatum's dad, Boston Celtic.
Yeah, I got to talk with him a lot and drive to and from the hotels with him, and got to know the Tatum dad a lot. And it's it's really refreshing when you meet parents of young NBA stars, especially when you're around that same age. It's great to see, you know, still being involved, talking to his grandson, and being like, just being in the car riding and hearing the stories about Jason and stuff like that. It's a great feeling.
I love that he accepts the fact that he's just known as Jason Tatum's dad.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. A lot to be proud of. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
You got the opportunity to play with your brother for a short time in the NBA, and that was, you know, I live in New York, and it was with the Knicks. I remember that being a really cool thing, honestly.
Appreciate it. We enjoyed it for the stint we did have. You know, it's something you grow up with. You think about playing with your brother in the NBA, in the backyard, playing against each other, playing 2-on-2s and stuff like that, having that imagination that it's possible. And then to actually, you know, have it be part of your legacy, it's a tremendous accolade that we cherish.
And there's the father-son thing with Justin coaching in this game, and his son Jason, who obviously huge year here for the Celtics, averaging 27 a game.
Yeah, I mean, to lead that team, I mean, just a few years ago, teaming up with Kyrie and, you know, quote-unquote giving Kyrie passing on the reins to him. I mean, he's just took it on with full stride. I mean, Jason's been a heck of a player, adapting and learning consistently every single year. And to not see him hit a ceiling and continuously get better is very, you know, it's great for the game. It's great for the Celtics, obviously, because they are where they are, but it's great for the young guys to see him go from Duke and making those first couple of years of that transition now to be a superstar in this league.
Bucks and Celtics in the second round in the East. Going to be a fun series, no doubt. There's AI, former teammate in Denver. 2022 Allen Iverson Classic, presented by Showtime Basketball and CBS Sports Network. Three-point shot rims off. With Team Honor leading by 6 here midway in the third. DJ Jefferson short. Stick back no from Ware. Out of bounds.
I like that ball pressure though. That defense is still there. You know, they're picking up. I mean, not full court, but it's there for sure. The intensity, I love it.
You know, we circling back, you talk about playing with your brother. The fact that he's still playing in Israel is another thing, because not everybody out here is going to play in the NBA, but there's so many opportunities for these guys to go make good money and play for big crowds overseas as well.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it just shows how much you love it. If you're able to go overseas and make a long career out of it and make good money, it just really shows how much you love the game and not opposed to just trying to get to the NBA.
How about this at the rim?
The big fella. Oregon's getting a good one with him too. I mean, contesting at the basket, being able to finish. I seen him spot up and hit a couple threes yesterday, but I definitely wasn't not expecting that. He's going to be really good for them.
He's the nation's number 3 center coming out, number 8 overall recruit, Khalil Ware. And North Little Rock, Arkansas. 70-64 Team Honor, midway in the third. Turnover.
Hey, Larry, let me see something.
JR making sure to send the message to young Larry Hughes.
I gotta see something, man. I love his game, man. He's somebody who really doesn't mind playing off the ball, and you gotta love that about that kid. You know, especially in events like this, a lot of guys run to the ball, trying to show off the talent. He's like, I let the game come to me. I gotta, you know, he has that steady confidence and flow with his game.
Jay Nets with the bucket there for Team Loyalty. Now Honor looking to answer. In rhythm 3, no from Kamari Lands. Honor leading 70-66. Here's Mark Mitchell going on Ware. Miller in and out. Rebound by Anthony Black.
Great unselfish pass. Got to shoot that one.
Kamari Lands got blocked inside. transition three is good for Jaden Epps.
I was shooting against him earlier too. He was talking a lot of smack. I had to put him in his place, man. Young Illini recruit.
I like that. He's a number 71 ranked recruit coming out from Combine Academy in North Carolina. Three won't go for Ware. You mentioned Ware not afraid to pull it from long range. Just shot that one. This one won't go, but a finish.
Nice tip jam.
Mark Mitchell.
Nice tip jam. It's funny because I don't remember as many guys when I was coming out trying to catch it off the rim. Every time the ball goes up, you see somebody trying to jump and catch it off the rim with these young guys.
I love that these young kids want to challenge an old guy like you. You still gotta eat, you just don't miss.
Yeah, man, you know, it's like riding a bike. You've been doing it for so long. I mean, you can't, there's nothing else you can do. It's gonna go in.
The 2021 Allen Iverson Classic game featured big stars such as Chad Holmgren, who played for Team Loyalty, who played this past season at Gonzaga, and Paolo Banchero, who played for Team Honor and played this past season at Duke. Holmgren's Team Loyalty would get the win 143 to 131. Well, Gary Parrish, these are the first round projections for you of guys that played in this game last year, huh?
Yes, Dove. I've got 7 guys who played in this game last year projected to go in the first round of the 2022 NBA draft. At the top, I've got Chet Holmgren. I'll be honest, I struggle with this one. In some years, there is a unanimous #1 pick. The Zion Williamson draft being an example of that. Even with the benefit of hindsight, maybe the guy sitting across from you here in Bartlett High School, John Morant, should have maybe been the top pick. In this year, you could reasonably argue Chet Holmgren, Paolo Banchero, Jabari Smith, or even Jaden Ivey. But I go with Holmgren at the top because he's just such a uniquely skilled and talented young man. Great rim protector, but on the offensive end can also bounce it, comfortably shoot it from the perimeter. I know he has a slight frame, and I recognize that could be an issue, but talking too much about Chet Holmgren's body reminds me of talking too much about Luka Doncic's lack of athleticism when he was entering the draft. People focused on that. It's why he didn't go #1. And what we found out when he got to the NBA is all the stuff he could do in Europe, he could also do it in the NBA. I think Chet Holmgren's got an opportunity to be the most impactful player from this draft.
Outstanding, and nobody covers this stuff closer than UGP. So, be interesting to watch what happens coming up later this summer. if you knew this, Gary is a legend here in Memphis. Like he gets mobbed, kind of like John Moran everywhere he goes.
Really?
He's got the highest rated radio show in town. And of course works for us here at CBS Sports and CBSSports.com as well.
I got a Memphian that could take me around and give me some of these good barbecue tonight.
You would think, and he's got a huge estate just outside of town with a nice swimming pool, and it's about 90 degrees here today. You'd think we might get an invite.
You know.
Little pool party after.
Head, wink, wink.
Gary.
Hello, McFly. McFly.
He's checked out. 75 all. Tough move. How about that? You like that?
Ooh, I like that. Change hands in the middle of the air.
Cade Cunningham. There's the comparison with Anthony.
I like that. Hang time. This kid is so fast. Good pass.
Tough. Chet Howard. He was given the award this week. They handed out several honors. Allen Iverson did. Award honoring the late Rasul Butler. Chet Howard did, which was a really cool moment. One of many throughout this week. How about this?
I mean, that's pretty. I mean, he took off a little too far, but that's pretty. Finished with the left hand.
Yeah.
Oh, Jet. Get into the lane, finishing at the rim, filling the lane. I mean, he's just pro-ready.
Perfect name for what he does, Chet. His older brother Jace already plays at Michigan. Will definitely be a family affair.
That's got to be cool. So playing with your brother in college, that's got to be dope. And your dad's the coach.
Yeah. Kamari Lance from long range. 82-75, team honor. Deep into this third. Deflected. Still loose. Baseball pass ahead. Two players all alone. Big time dunk. DJ Jefferson.
Man, that kid can get up. He was in the dunk contest last night. He missed a couple dunks that probably could have won the NBA contest for sure. I mean, just that pass, kicking it out, is just winning basketball. I mean, when you got guys and you realize you can't make a shot, you find it, looking, you find an open play. I mean, guys can make shots.
Here's a league bay off the bounce.
Prince is so strong, man. He looks just like a safety running through the hole trying to fill a gap.
Love it. Number 21 ranked power forward coming out. Minnehaha Academy in Minnesota.
Somebody fell asleep over there.
Yeah. The League Bay's going to play at Boston College. I like that. That's a team obviously plays in the ACC but goes a little under the radar every year.
Yeah. Gets stops. He loves to stick his chin in there. He's so tough.
Here's the transition from before with the big finish here.
So athletic, I mean, one leg, two legs. This guy can really get up. I really like his game.
Jefferson. League Bay.
It's rare in an all-star game you see kids coming out. I don't see anybody like pouting.
Yeah.
I remember, coming out of the game a few times like, man, damn. These kids, I really like the attitude that they have. They got a great head on their shoulders. They're really grounded and not, the typical worried about the wrong things. They really love the game, and it's very refreshing to see.
What's funny, JR, I was talking to an NBA scout with the Clippers yesterday, and I said, how much do you pay attention to body language? Something like this, and he said, a ton.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
100%. I mean, you really get to know character and how people are, and things, how they look at things in certain situations, and and atmospheres like this where everybody is really talented, you really want to look at the character of a person because you're going to invest a lot of money into them, so they want to know who they're going to be working with.
Yeah.
That was a great tip jam, by the way.
'86-'81, final minute, third quarter. Deflected out with 20 seconds on the clock.
I was not expecting this. I thought he was going to try and tip it in, but that just shows how athletic these kids is. They're trying to dunk everything.
Tavion Banks, power forward, hasn't committed yet from Minnesota Preparatory Academy. What a move. Reed couldn't finish, but this time he does. Final 7 seconds, Honor leading by 3.
Ooh, good pass, Jet. Good thought.
Execution not quite there that time. Final 3 seconds, good look at the end. Alipe finishes, and that's how the third ends.
1 point game, this is a great game.
How much fun. 86-85, end of 3. You're watching the 2022 Allen Iverson Classic, presented by Showtime Basketball on CBS Sports Network. You're watching the 2022 Allen Iverson Classic, presented by Body Armor on CBS Sports Network. Start of the fourth, Team Honor leads Team Loyalty by 1, and AJ Ross has a special guest.
That's right, I'm here with Josiah Johnson, AKA the king of Twitter, but his empire extends beyond Twitter, as well as hosting, producing. You do a variety of things, but you've been here all week with these guys, before the game as well, where they've gone to the Civil Rights Museum and practices. Tell me about those special moments you've seen behind the scenes.
I mean, I think it's just an amazing time, an amazing experience, and shout out to the guys who organized the Iverson Classic. So much more than just basketball, teaching these kids about culture, but also bringing these kids together to really come meet each other. And this is the future of the game, and we got lottery picks here. We got a lot of guys who are going on to big colleges and universities. So just to get the opportunity to spend some time with them, to talk to them a little bit, and just see the future of the game has been exciting for me.
You know better than most about exposure. I don't know how many followers you have on Twitter and beyond, but when these young, talented players are able to play on this sort of stage and have the exposure with a network like CBS Sports and Showtime, what does that mean for them?
I mean, look, anytime you get to be around a guy like Allen Iverson, you get to be on national TV, with your friends and family at home getting to watch, and just the way they're coming out here performing and showing out. Being NBA scouts, GM Sam Presti was here earlier in the week, you know, ready to get some of them first round picks out. So just been a cool experience.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
AJ, thanks. Allen Iverson in the gym today. And a thrill. John Moran here as well. Juwan Howard, stars all over the place. Josiah as well. As we start the fourth. The Iverson Classic 2022, loyalty and honor locked up in a really entertaining game. 1-point game as the fourth starts on a missed three. Khalil Ware tracks it down.
Darius took my play from practice yesterday, just tried to run it. Didn't work.
Well, the way you
my play. I see you. It's cool. It's cool. You can borrow my playbook, you know.
JR's yelling at Darius Miles.
This is playing it like Madden, man. He's stealing my playbook.
You just didn't execute, right?
Right. It's all about execution, man. You gotta put the right guys in the right spot.
Exactly. Khalil Ware, another rebound. Floater in the lane, you bet. I like this. Kamari lands.
Yeah, that was great patience. Let the play develop, and then ended up making it.
Out of bounds. Back to team honor.
Love that hezzy and just letting it flow. Let the guys run down court, not pay attention to him too much. I don't know how, because he was dribbling the basketball, but he's able to make that nice floater.
Jackson Kohler, Terrio Morris. Honor shooting 50% from the field, 45% for team loyalty.
Oh.
Loyalty 6 of 28 from downtown.
There you go.
Honor 10 of 26.
This kid right here, man.
Kohler.
Good move. I'm waiting to see it come out, because he can play, I'm telling you.
Honor leads by 3, early moments, fourth quarter.
Nice.
Weaving through traffic, Larry Hughes.
Little Larry. I like that in between, you know, draw the guy out, call pick and roll, and then, you know, go against the big. Make a big shot. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. That's what you told him.
There you go. There you go.
You asked for it.
Little Larry, that's my guy.
You told him to show you something, and back-to-back buckets here.
So much confidence can be made after playing in games like this. I mean, you can go into the freshman year of a college team feeling really good about your situation, the way the coaches feel about you, and you can really go in and make an impact.
Kohler, another rebound. He's going to back down League Bay and get fouled.
Just a great move against the big, especially shooting over top of a 7-footer like that. And then just coming down in transition, slowing it down, being wide open, taking your time, and just knock the jumper down.
90-88, team loyalty. Off the inbound, Kohler.
I keep falling asleep on the inbounds. I don't know what's going on. Got to lock into that. 92-90? Oh, 90-90.
Deadlocked in the fourth. Takeaway. Poke loose, transition, dunk wouldn't go.
They want to dunk everything, especially they see Ja in the building after that dunk he had the other night. Everybody's trying to dunk. Just missed it. It's close. I don't think it's quite Ja Morant-ish, but it's close.
How about the fact that in the first break after Morant arrived in the gym, how many people went over and started taking photos?
Oh man, that's superstar power right there. That shows you right there the type of impact he leaves on this season. This kid is phenomenal.
Emmanuel with a takeaway.
This kid is phenomenal.
And the feed and the finish.
Loves to play defense, shows great determination, and so unselfish on the other end.
At League Bay, the co-MVPs of the 24K Classic here in Memphis earlier this week, teaming up that time. Khalil Ware had it taken away. Once again, Emmanuel on the run. This time he has his pocket picked. Cason Wallace alone, windmill.
Yes, sir. Kentucky guard. That Kentucky guard, the athletic point guards, they love him.
Emmanuel working on Wallace. Terrace Reed way off. Step back. Drills it. Wallace.
It's a good shot. He surprised me last night too in the three-point contest. He made it a lot of. He was very streaky in there, and wasn't one of the favorites, but I think he made it to the championship round. Hey, I appreciate it, Coach. Thank you, man. Appreciate the consideration.
Darius Miles.
JR, you can. Wow. Up top.
Up top.
Morris.
I love it when they throw it through the rim like that and really show their house instead of just hanging on the rim.
You got the ability to multitask. You're doing a broadcast with me. You're having a continuous conversation with Darius Miles. And at every break, you're out on the court shooting threes.
I'm a man who wears many hats. And part-time golfer, full-time student, man of many hats.
You need the Darius Miles hat. 97 to 94. Team honor. Couple of high flyers, the windmill. And then the alley-oop.
These kids getting up there, man.
It's about now, right now. It's about now, right now. Get y'all's, man. Sky's the limit. Believe in yourselves. You know what I mean? And believe in your talent. Believe in the people that's around you. And live your life to the fullest and live every day like it's your last.
That's powerful stuff. Allen Iverson. 2022 Iverson Classic. And Allen joins us here courtside with J.R. Smith. This is pretty cool for us. First time that I've had the opportunity to be part of this. What does this mean to you to mentor these kids and be with them all week long?
Everything is a blessing. You know what I mean? God gave me the opportunity to help. You know what I mean? And make my voice heard and be able to do my due diligence as trying to be a great person in this world opposed to just being a great basketball player.
JR, you were just saying that to Allen that you're impressed with the defense. You said it, they're playing more defense than we used to play.
Yeah, for sure. They definitely playing more defense than we played, especially like in the All-Star game setting. It was more about, getting as many points as you can. And for this young group, I love the intensity they got.
Yeah, how about the intensity? Is that something that you made clear that you wanted to happen in this game, or it just naturally is happening?
Not really. You know what I mean? You don't supposed to have to preach that. You know what I mean? That's supposed to come out. Anyway, you know what I mean? You play every game like it's your last. You understand that God gave you a talent. You know what I mean? You don't want to disrespect that talent. You don't want to disrespect the game. And, you know what I mean, respecting the game is playing everyone like it's your last.
What's impressed you most besides that with these players? Anybody individually stand out? What's been the best part for you today?
How humble they are, how grounded they are. You can tell, you know, a lot of these guys, you know, have great mentors, you know, great parents, you know what I mean, to help them to try to succeed in life and accomplish their goals.
Keontae George knocking one down. It's 97 all in the fourth. I don't know what more you could ask for than this situation.
Yeah, like I said, man, it's a blessing, man, for those guys to come out here and, you know, make sure everybody enjoy watching them play. You know what I mean? I hope it's just something they remember and cherish for the rest of their lives. And just with my name having something to do with it is special to me.
JR, earlier, you guys obviously played in Denver. And earlier in the broadcast, he said you are one of his most favorite teammates he ever played with. What was JR like as a teammate?
Boomerang. Boomerang.
What do you mean by that?
Boomerang. Same thing. Come right back to him. You know what I mean? I feel the same way about Junior, man. I had so much of a great time playing with him. You know what I mean? Just the way he competes, how much he cares. You know what I mean? And then, you know, he's a great basketball player, but you have no idea what type of person he is off the court. You know what I mean? He's going to be like this and have the relationship that we have with each other until the casket drops.
We got a taste of it when we were coming back from break with you earlier this week, speaking to these players. I want you to expound on that. What is the biggest message that you can send to these young kids that have everything at their disposal, but also nothing is guaranteed? What's the message you're trying to impart?
Just understand that you only live once, and a mistake is only a mistake twice. You're human. You understand that you are human, and that you're going to go through some ups and downs, some trials and tribulations in life, and it's about the character of the man. It's about bouncing back. It's about understanding that, you know, you get another chance and you seize the moment. You take advantage of the opportunity, and you can do anything you want to do in life, man. It's your life. You only live once. We don't know nothing about anybody that went to heaven and came back and had an opportunity to live another life. You know what I mean? So take full advantage of each one that you have and understand that it's a blessing to be here.
Pretty impressive. Well, it's been a lot of fun. So, you know, let's talk hoops here. It's 99-98, 6:28 to play, and you've got at the line Keontae George knocking it down to tie the game at 99. We've been really impressed with this kid, Anthony Black, here for Team Honor.
Listen, man, I'm so impressed with a plethora of guys out there, man.
And Chet Howard, Juwan's son,
that guy right there. I mean, Jet has everything.
I was saying he's got he's most pro ready right now.
I mean, he has everything that it takes to be a superstar on every single level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It comes so natural to him, so easy to him.
Chuck, I was meaning to ask you, what is it like when you see guys like John Morant, Stack, myself, D. Miles, other dudes that, you know, people who touch the level of basketball somewhere, not at what you, Hall of Famer, touch, but when you played at the level that we played at, what does it mean to have guys like John Morant in the middle of the playoffs come show support for you and your foundation and then the whole, you know, the younger guys?
I tell you what, it says a lot about my foundation. It says a lot about my parents that raised me. It says a lot about my mentors. It says a lot about the coaches and the guys that I played with, and guys who, you know, taught me, you know, how to grow up and be a man and be a respectable man and you know, just be somebody that they care about besides just being able to dribble a basketball. You know what I mean? Like I said, if we never play basketball again, you know what I mean? Me and you still gonna be who we are to each other because of the relationship, because of who I am as a person. And I like to think that I'm a great man, and that's what attracts, you know, people around me and people that care about me, not because of what I can do with a basketball. So I just think my foundation, man, you know what I mean, to bring guys like you in my life, and God, you know what I mean? God puts you around good people and puts you around bad people, so you can know the difference. You can know the wolves in sheep clothing. You understand?
Absolutely. And I think the biggest part about that is the perception. You know, for so long, you, myself, Stack, Jack, D. Miles, we have these quote-unquote negative perceptions that people put out about us, but when people see the love and the true joy that you bring to the game, not only to the game, but just to life in general, and when other people speak to that and can attest to that, I think that just catapults you to even a better person.
Couldn't have said it better.
105-101, team honor with 5:15 to play here.
They running NBA sets for real. This is what I love about it, man. You see these young guys and really learning the game, an NBA game from NBA players. That's what it's about.
And just think of how much that's going to help them on the collegiate level. You understand?
100%.
You know what I mean? Like, once they get there and they're already polished, it makes it that much easier on their coaches. It makes it that much easier on their teammates. Just know that they're already polished.
For sure.
You played a couple of years at Georgetown. How was that experience?
I think, with the basketball part of it, that was just one thing that I take, and I'm definitely grateful, and I appreciate having that opportunity. But the lessons that I got from Coach, is what stick out to me the most. The love that he, gave me. It probably everything was probably 1% basketball and 99% love.
Amazing.
You know what I mean? As for the person, for the kid. You know what I mean? And that's what I take from Georgetown. That's my Georgetown experience is my coach.
105-102. Out in transition.
How do you feel about the past players, Juwan Howard, the Mo Williams, and these guys going back and coaching college basketball? How do you feel about that? I was talking to Rasheed about it yesterday. Andre Miller, we got so many great guys.
The knowledge, man, just us knowing. You know what I mean? I recall when I was playing, I was always a good player, but once I learned from Coach Brown, you know what I mean, and understood constructive criticism, it took me to a Hall of Fame basketball player.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? And these guys' experiences are so great because they've been there, they've done it, and they know what playing the right way means.
100%.
You know what I mean? So all of these guys is getting opportunities. It's a blessing, man, because I think they deserve it, especially if that's what they want to do.
Look at the players that you have had. Obviously, nobody knows better than you do, but I mean, these are the best of the best every year.
Yeah.
I mean, last year, Ben Caro and Chet Holmgren, Tyrese Hunter, we saw Ty Washington for Kentucky, A.J. Griffin, and it feels like it just gets better and better and more popular every season for you.
This one I don't mind bragging.
Yeah.
I don't mind it.
Go ahead.
When I look at that list, I don't mind bragging. This is for a good reason. This is a good reason to brag.
You got your first NBA All-Stars. Was it Trae Young?
That's right.
Yes, sir. I like that. That's fire, man.
Pretty cool stuff. How about this man going back to college? He just got named, academic.
Man, this man's maturation process, like I remember him before we became teammates. Like me and him you would think we knew each other for years every time we bumped into each other. Like it was always like, it was epic. It was always like Christmas morning whenever we saw each other. You know what I mean? Like we knew each other forever. And I watched his maturation process. I watched him grow. I watched him learn from his mistakes. I watched him not make those mistakes twice. And I watched him be an example and a role model for a lot of people, you know what I mean, in this world. And when I watch him do all this stuff that he's doing now, you know what I mean, it doesn't surprise me, you know what I mean, because I see him developing as a man, as a father, you know what I mean, as a brother, you know what I mean, and just as a great humanitarian, man. This dude is awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. 105. It's been fun to take a trip down memory lane with former teammates, Allen Iverson, J.R. Smith. Shot wouldn't fall. Yeah, we're looking at 4 minutes in a 105 all game here, and Cason Wallace going to back it out. Shot misfired. Allen, we appreciate you coming out and joining us for a little time here.
Appreciate you,
really
bro.
cool. Thanks for having me, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, bro.
Really nice.
Love you, man.
Love you, bro.
Cool event. We hope it goes for a long, long time.
Absolutely.
3:40 left. Tied at 105. Team loyalty with a ball and a three. Keontae George misfires.
Love you, bro.
Here's Jet Howard. So now we're coming down to it. 3:26 to play in a tie game here. Cason Wallace. Jet Howard with it. Jackson Kohler back down. Good defense. fall away, Jackson Kohler.
There it is. That's what I've been waiting for. He's got so much game, man. It's been a real treat to watch him really work with the last couple of days, and it's really, again, it's great to see guys taking knowledge into effect and actually implement it in their game.
107-105 under 3 left in the game. Keontae George got fouled on a 3 by Wallace.
Keontae shooting 3.
2:43 remaining in the Iverson Classic. Jackson Kohler, the Michigan State commit, on the fall away, team honor, leading by 2 late. John Morant and his crew are having the time of their lives. He's got one off day in between playoff series, and he's joining us here today. Tonight, 7 Eastern, CBS Sports Network serves up a full evening of paddle action as we bring you the 2022 U.S. Open Pickleball Championships. Watch athletes of all ages across 25 countries compete for titles and big cash prizes only on CBS Sports Network. So many big plays and big dunks, but we bring you the top 3, 2 looks of each, beginning with DJ Jefferson.
Oh man, DJ Jefferson right here with that top back dunk is one of the most athletic guys.
Then Cason Wallace.
Cason Wallace, definitely the most athletic point guard for sure.
And Arturio Morris off the alley-oop is number 1.
It's refreshing to see him get something at the basket. We've been seeing him getting so many wide open threes. To see him finish above the rim is amazing.
So we got a tight one with 2:43 left. Keontae George at the line. For team loyalty, they trail by 2. First one in.
Keontae making a big free throw down the stretch. Baylor. Oh, 2 of them.
107 apiece. He got fouled on the 3, so 3 shots. Number 5 recruit in the country, committed to Baylor from IMG Academy in Florida, Keontae George. And George hits him all 3, and team loyalty with a 1-point edge.
Big shot, kid.
Arturio Morris for Jackson Kohler. Wallace on the pick and roll, and the finish inside for Kohler.
Great pass. Watching him play pick and roll all week is really giving me a feel for his game, and just see how he can speed it up or be patient with it. And you really see why he's the #1 point guard.
Offensive foul on the screen right there.
I see you, Captain
Jackson.
Coach Jackson.
Coming to the table to make sure JR was paying attention. I guess that was your play that they just used, or what?
They keep trying to steal my play and run it against each other back and forth. I don't know what's going on, man. I'm going to have to start putting a pattern on my playbook.
I'm starting to think that you're going to have you're going to have your thumbprint all over the final 2 minutes of this game on who's going to win it.
I might know a thing or two. I mean,
have you thought about coaching?
I have thought about coaching. I really want to go get back to A&T and really help out my school and the program. We could definitely use some help. So I thought about trying to coach some of my peers in class. There we go.
Here's the last basket for Cason Wallace. And Team Honor with the bucket by Wallace a moment ago, now leads by 3.
Just a big bucket, man. Keontae almost got that block, but Cason, man, he's so fearless.
That's it.
So fearless.
111, 1 away. Chet Howard, big free throws coming up for Keontae George. First team All-American, but 3 recruit, 1 shooting guard.
I want to say these are automatic. I don't know.
He's been pretty good. Knocked it in. You didn't jinx him.
That's 4. That's 4.
Darius Miles, team loyalty, coach looking on.
Darius Miles by far the best dressed in the room right now.
No doubt. In this gym, George, big shots late. 111, 110 with 150 remaining in the Iverson Classic. Big finish coming up. Arturio Morris. Morris draws the double.
Oh my God. To handle that thing. Give it to the big fella.
Kohler
Extra pass.
Inside, lost it. Kohler got it back. Kohler, strong to the rim, fouled, and he's at the line for 2. And the foul goes against George.
He was doing it all last night. I watched him play in the Mamba game, playing 24, then playing the one-on-one game, and did a 3-point contest. He loves the game. He loves to compete. You gotta admire that in a young kid.
And a big free throw here for Kohler. And this is another thing. Can guys hit free throws down the stretch? And we're seeing both teams at both ends convert here.
Looks like the coaches are having a little intertwined.
Jackson and Miles. Hey, no one, Iverson said it to you off the air, nobody wants to go home a loser.
Hey, man,
coaches,
in the coaches'
players. And now JR making sure that Darius stays in the coaching box.
I don't want nobody to get no text, man. Can't afford those.
Here comes a drive. Kick never got there. Wallace
Big
the takeaway.
Big stop.
Big defensive stop for Team Honor, leading by 3 with 70 seconds to play. Wallace defended by George. Wallace draws the double at half court.
One more.
Kohler now on a 3. Jackson
Big
Kohler.
shot.
Massive 3. 6-point lead. Team Honor with a minute to play. Other end. No call on the 3. Looked like it might have been a foul. Chet Howard. A 6-point lead for Team Honor, and they've got the basketball. 39 seconds, 20-second difference, game and shot. They're going to play it out with Team Honor leading by 6. This would be a dagger right here. Chet Howard, 8 to shoot. Howard, defended by Mitchell. Howard spins in the lane, tough shot, banks it home. 8-point lead, 20 seconds left.
That's a really tough shot.
Timeout. Timeout, team loyalty. But that all that does it.
My boy Jack, man. Jack came up with some big at the end. Came up big at the end.
Massive. Chet Howard, Team Honor, Steven Jackson calling that one the dagger. Wallace defensively, and then here's Kohler.
Yeah, that's killer. That overrun on that steal, that'll kill you every time. My coach used to get on me a lot about that.
Howard gives them an 8-point lead with 16 seconds as they ran the shot clock down. So Loyalty's got it, down 8. What's the strategy? They're going to need a miracle here with 16 seconds, obviously.
Yes, I mean, I can't say nothing much you can do, but you got to go for a quick 3, foul, hope somebody misses a free throw. I don't know if they have another timeout, but, you know, it's going to be a tough one for them to come back on.
I was looking at Steven Jackson after the Jet Howard bucket. He basically, from his coaching box, said, that's it. That's game over. That's a wrap.
Yeah, trust me, Jack does not have a problem with thinking he's got a chance to win.
The competitiveness has been off the charts from everybody in this gym today. From you to Iverson to the 2 coaching staff to these players. John Morant's in the gym. Juwan Howard's here.
That's what it's about, man. Competition. You got to compete. You got to love to compete.
Everybody wants to go home a winner, and it looks good for Team Honor, up 8 with 16 seconds. All right, so who's impressed you the most? Has it been Jet Howard?
Yeah, I think it's been Jet. Jet's been really, really solid. I mean, again, he's the most pro-ready, making big shots down the stretch, finishing at the basket in transition, making spot-up trays, can create plays for his teammates. I think he had a big block as well. He's definitely the most pro material and one of my favorites.
How about Iverson out there coaching in the timeout, helping out Prince Alipe, coming out of the stands?
It'll be interesting to see if it works right here, because they don't need a miracle to win.
Yeah, they do. Off the inbound, Kohler, another takeaway, and that'll do it. Jet Howard going to play it out. 10 seconds. And Team Honor is going to win the 2022 Allen Iverson Classic here on CBS Sports Network.
Oh, wow.
Howard, circus shot at the buzzer. First he hits the dagger, and then for good measure, the circus shot.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. A lot of people will be so upset in the NBA in that situation, but that was funny. That is hilarious.
Howard with his dad watching, headed to play at Michigan for Juwan. Hit the banked in, the dagger shot, and then icing on the cake there. Team Honor beats Team Loyalty 120 to 110, and this was a thriller in every sense.
It was a great game. It was a great day today. A success for the community of Memphis, Allen Iverson, the kids, all these contestants. To be able to be a part of this has been a true win for everybody today.
Bartlett High School here, just outside of Memphis, a wonderful host. The 2022 edition of this game, which has been played since 2017, with the exception of 2020 because of the pandemic. Team Honor beats Team Loyalty, and AI is still doing some coaching. 120 to 110 the final. More to come right after this.
And the most outstanding player for Team Honor, the winning team, Hammond, Michigan, the Players Honor, Chet
The 2022 Allen Iverson Classic, presented by Showtime Basketball and CBS Sports Network, has concluded, and what a game it was. Handing out the post-game awards. Chet Howard. Team Honor wins 120 to 110. We came on the air, said it's the most competitive game at this level in high school basketball, and it certainly delivered. All right, Gary, take it away. GP, you got us?
Thanks, Stove. Jet Howard, MVP for Team Honor. What was it like to perform in this atmosphere against some of the best players in the entire country?
It was just fun. I try to just have the most fun with it, you know, listen to my coaches and play hard. That was really it.
We've seen a lot of all-star games, even at the NBA level, that aren't that competitive from start to finish. I saw you guys in the huddle really stressing to get stops, really trying to close this thing out. How important was it not just to play, but to compete and win at a high level?
Man, this is what I'm trying to do all year, you know. Like, I didn't think it was any different from my high school game, so I just try to give it all my effort and play team basketball and come out with the win.
Obviously, next up for you, enrolling at the University of Michigan, where you're going to play for your father. Hunter Dickinson has announced he's coming back to school. You guys look like you're going to be a Final Four contender, a national championship contender. How excited are you to get on campus and get going with your new teammate?
Man, I can't wait to just get to work and just, like, build some camaraderie with my teammates and just have fun, honestly. I think, like, my dad is a great coach, and my brother's obviously there, so it's just a family atmosphere. And I just can't wait to just get over there to Ann Arbor and win.
Thanks so much, Jet. Let's go to AJ.
Right, I'm with Keontae George, also MVP of the Iverson Classic, holding it down for IMG Academy. This was a close one here. Talk about the level of competition, not just at this game, but throughout the week, and how you all brought out the best in each other.
You know, we just came here, you know, trying to get better than when we came here. You know, there's a high-level guy, but also, you know, some underrated guys that's here. But, you know, they came out and competed in each and every practice where we scrimmaged. You know, we was going at each other, but ultimately we was having a lot of fun. You know, we came here, you know, put on the show for the fans. You know, the last couple minutes it was competitive, so it was really fun.
And as one of the top-ranked players in the country, you've played in several All-Star games, All-American games. But what makes the Iverson Classic different?
You know, just, you know, AI, you know, he's done so much for the game. You know, he's changed the game for us, you know, youngins. You know, we didn't really get to watch him, but at the same time we watched his highlights. You know, we see how he was able to play with freedom. You know, he put a lot of, you know, I like to say flavor in the game, and ultimately it's just a lot of fun now.
You're hailing from Louisville, Texas, going to Baylor next year. What can Baylor fans expect with you on the floor?
Really just, you know, I can score all three levels. You know, I can get my teammates involved and just ultimately, you know, be a winner. You know, on the defensive side, you know, be a dog and just, you know, try to bring another championship to Baylor.
Thank you, Keontae. I'm going to send it back over to Gary.
Thanks, AJ. I'm here with Steven Jackson, who is not only a coach in the Iverson Classic, but the winning coach in the Iverson Classic. How important was it? Because you looked excited to get that victory.
Feels good, man. Feels good to get the victory, but the best part about it, we had a great event. Nobody got hurt. All the kids learned a lot, and they came out and competed and had a great time.
You know, I was talking to Jet earlier. In some All-Star games, particularly in the fourth quarter, it just becomes fast breaks and dunks. Nobody really competing to try to get stops. I recognized how important it was in both huddles to try to get stops and stay in this game and win this game. How were you guys as coaches able to keep these players competing to the final buzzer?
Well, we know that's the best way to keep the kids engaged and to keep kids from injury is by playing hard and competing. We was actually putting in actual plays toward the fourth quarter to kind of get guys spacing good and get good shots to win this game. But I'm glad it was competitive, and that's what we wanted.
Chet Howard was your MVP, terrific player, Jawan's son, headed to Michigan to play for his father. You spent this week with him. What do you see as far as it pertains to his future as a basketball player?
Great kid, man. A great kid. Definitely father's behind his father. So is Larry Hughes' son. He's here as well. And you can tell these kids have been around the game. They're coachable and they have great manners. So it's a testament to their families. But these kids, they're all focused on their goals, and they're not taking any excuses. They're focused and locked in.
Thanks, Steve.
No problem. Thank you.
Let's go back to AJ.
According to J.R. Smith, I'm standing next to the best dressed. That's who should get the award for best dressed today. Darius Miles, coach of Team Loyalty. You came up short, but this was high-level competition. You were going back and forth with Steven Jackson. I mean, these guys left it all on the floor. What did you think about their overall performance?
I mean, I'm just happy these last couple of days with these kids to be in their life, experience them, get to know them, and proud of all of them, you know, and I'm looking forward to see them move on with their careers and all the colleges and the decisions they make for the rest of their life.
On a more personal note for you, what does it mean to be pouring into this next generation of players?
Oh, this is it for me because my favorite time of basketball was high school basketball. I kind of skipped the college level, but high school basketball was one of the memorable moments for me. So to get a chance to be around this type of atmosphere, you can kind of smell it in the gym.
You've been in a lot of different atmospheres, all-star games, all of that, but what makes this Iverson Classic so special?
It's authentic, it's real, it's uncut, it's the culture, you know, it's the hip-hop culture, it's what he brought to the NBA, so it's a lot, it's the culture for us.
Definitely, an icon. Thank you so much.
East St. Louis legend, Darius Miles. 120 to 110, more to come from Bartlett High School after this. Team Honor shoots 53%, and they close it out in the fourth quarter with a 120 to 110 victory. Jackson Kohler and Jet Howard each with 20 to lead the way. Howard, 9 of 12 from the field. Team Loyalty in the loss. Keontae George had 21 and 6. Prince Alikbe had 20. Final impressions of what we saw this afternoon, JR?
It was such a great turnout. Just the love and respect that we all have for Allen Iverson and people coming out and showing support. It was just a great day. It was a great game, and I'm just really happy to be a part of it.
Steven Jackson, I mean, you come out here, anytime you go on the court, you want to win a game. You can tell he was excited to get this victory.
No, he was definitely excited. He's been talking trash. He's talking about he's the best coach all week. So even in our group chat back home, he always talking about his coaching experience and his coaching style. So he's not going to shut up about this for a while.
Big week, obviously, for all these stars from across the country. But Jet Howard, Juwan's son, really stole the show with the MVP.
Yeah, he was amazing. He was amazing the last couple of days in practice. You notably can tell from his body structure and his frame, on top of the tutelage he's gotten being around the game for so long. He has a natural knack and feel for the game. He's going to be really, really good at the next level.
A lot of fun, and it was cool also to have courtside late in the game in the fourth quarter. I have Allen Iverson as well. This was a lot of fun for me. Thanks, JR.
Me as well.
Final score, Team Honor beats Team Loyalty 120-110. For J.R. Smith, A.J. Ross, Gary Parrish, and our entire CBS crew, I'm Brent Stover. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. After the break, you'll be sent out to New Mexico for the World Pro Ski Tour. So long from Bartlett, Tennessee, and the 2022 Allen Iverson Classic.
A New York City point guard will give up his girl and his chain before he give up his dribble.
We revolutionized this game with our influence.
New York City playground basketball blew up on a global scale.
What we were seeing was cultural resilience.
It's New York City at its finest.